Hi, I'm David. Welcome to another episode of Changing Time. Today's guest is Josh Hindle. He is a singer and entertainer, and we're finding out how the pandemic has affected his business and ways he has been keeping his name in the public eye. So please enjoy and stay safe. Hi Josh, how's everything going?
Not too bad, yeah. It's tough, but we're all in it together, so it's certainly challenging to say the least.
Certainly is. So first of all, tell us, what is your profession? What's your business?
So I'm a self-employed singer, so I sing at weddings and large-scale events across the UK. So I do, with the weddings, I sing and host and do a lot of comparing, but I do a lot of theatre shows as well. So in the entertainment industry, I would say.
That's really good. So what type of stuff do you do?
So I'm a Rat Pack swing singer. I do Michael Bublé theatre shows, and in the weddings, I'm basically there to oversee the full day for them. So I host and just create an amazing atmosphere and make memories for them, basically. Memory maker.
So how has the lockdown and pandemic affected you? Obviously being in the entertainment industry, it's affected you in a big way.
Yeah. As with everybody else, all self-employed, singers and DJs and everything, the diary's been wiped basically for the foreseeable future, at least until back end of this year, October, November, and even then we don't know what's going to happen because we rely on venues to perform in, and if they're not open, then we've no place to work essentially. But with the weddings, I've been quite fortunate that a lot of wedding couples have postponed rather than cancelled. So a lot of them have moved to next year. But in ways that it's affected, it's been bad. Everything's just cancelled. So I'm gonna have a quiet summer, I think.
But we don't want that. But
No,
hopefully it'll all go back to
yeah,
kind of normality for everyone.
hopefully, yeah, hopefully.
So have you made changes? Because obviously we're friends on Facebook and stuff, and I've
Mm,
seen that you're doing quite a lot on social media, which you was previously, but so much more now. So
yeah.
what are you doing now then that you didn't do then and stuff like that?
So basically, I've spent the time, like you say, doing a lot of Facebook Live. I don't know why I didn't do it before. Basically, it's such a powerful tool to reach out to people who don't even know you.
Yeah.
So I've been doing a lot of singing on Sundays afternoons. So for people that might be stuck at home on their own, I've been doing a lot of Frank Sinatra sessions, um, and I've had people watching from round my area to London to the Philippines to Spain. So it just gets my name out there and it keeps me happy. And thankfully, that's been a way of getting bookings. I must have had about 8 bookings for next year off the back of them doing them live streams. So
That's brilliant.
yeah, so it's turned into a positive in a way. But I'm going to keep doing them as well, even when things get back to normal. I'm going to keep doing them, and it's just a great way of getting your name out there when people can just watch you from home.
And you don't know who's watching. Like you said,
Exactly.
you've got bookings from what you've
Mm.
done already.
Yeah.
I know you're quite proactive in charity work and stuff as well.
Mhm. Yeah.
So what are you doing? Obviously, I've seen bits and pieces of what you're doing. Tell us
Yeah.
more about that.
So yeah, there's a local hospice who obviously we need to remember that they're frontline workers as well as everyone supporting the NHS. You've got to think about your local charities as well. So I've organised. I've kind of put the singers who are out of work with
Yeah.
supporting charity together. So I've put together an online virtual 3-day festival. So the festival itself is a Facebook group,
Okay.
and we have nearly 4,000 people in now in 3 days,
Wow.
which is great. So we've started to put together the lineup over a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's going to be virtually all day each day, where people can just dress up their homes. They can dress up in the festival gear, and they can plug the laptops into some speakers and feel like they're actually at a festival. So, and as well, it gives all the acts a bit of exposure and people to perform to as well.
So when's that happening?
So that goes on Friday, the 15th, 16th, and 17th of May, starting from about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it'll go on till about 10 o'clock that night, each night.
So you pass us everything, and we'll put it all on the socials and,
Awesome.
and
Brilliant.
stuff like that. So have you seen any? Obviously, you've seen positives by doing the lives and stuff. But how is everything with yourself, with your mental health and your lifestyle being affected and stuff?
To be honest, I seem to be all right. I've got into a routine of getting up early-ish, the same time as I would for work, really, and have a bit of I work for my dad as well, so he has a sheds and fencing company, and I run the website for that, and social media things. So thankfully, we've just started shipping nationally, so we've had a lot of delivery prices to put on a lot of products. So that's kind of kept me, working away. But and then I've been going on walks, one walk a night down on the canal, and just treating it that way, really, just trying to keep to the same routine. It does get a bit repetitive, but what else can you do? FaceTime your friends and things, and you just got to keep thinking forward, and hopefully we'll get, like you say, we'll get back to some sort of normality soon.
It's just one of those, isn't it? People have just got to adapt.
Yeah.
And especially with yourself being in the entertainment industry, you've had to adapt in a big way to get yourself out there.
That's it, because I'm normally go all the time. I'm literally coming from, I work for my dad 3 days a week, so I come in and then I'm out at night, and then weekends are just non-stop, and there's a lot of travelling involved, and so all of a sudden that's just stopped, and it's kind of like, well, what do we do now? But you kind of have a bit of time to. I've seen people who have, I think it's in a good way, it's just made people stop and just think for a bit. It's almost been like a forced break that somebody's gone. Everyone needs to chill out and just think about what's going on. And I think when it restarts again, people will have, in a way, it'll be better because people will have new ideas for the business that they've had time to think at home. Something that they're thinking, oh yeah, I've been meaning to do that, but it's not the time. They've now had the time. People as well are doing online courses at home, so people might come out with more qualifications. So you've got to think about it like that as well, I think.
So have you thought it's similar to how you do your business and what you're going to do in the future?
Yeah, I spoke to a couple of people about how you basically you cover yourself. Obviously, things like contracts and things, you're going to have to adapt, because now people, whenever they book you, and whenever they're booking me now for next year, they are saying, what happens if something like this happens again? Am I still covered? And the way I've been doing it is just, we've been working together. It's not their fault that they've had to change a date. It's not mine. So we work together. We reissue a new contract with a new date. Everything in terms of payments just stays the same. Deposits, if they're forced to cancel, I take a deposit when I take a booking. That is just refunded. Simple as that, basically. But yeah, I'm thinking onwards, if something like this happens again, obviously we need to be prepared, both financially and in your work as well.
Especially in the entertainment industry, the government aren't covering self-employed, and when you, especially as a business for myself, we're not entitled to anything, just the same as yourself. Exactly. So we've all got to cover ourselves if the case comes again.
We sure do, yeah.
So how can people find you? Where can they find you to look you up?
So I'm on. If you go on Facebook, I'm on Instagram and Twitter as Josh Hindle Singer, and on Facebook I'm under Josh Hindle Singer and Host for weddings and events. So Google, type my name and I come up. And sometimes in the news when I don't even know, for good things, obviously.
It's just a strange time. Are you going to look at doing more music for yourself, like singles or albums?
I'm going to try to, yeah. I mean, I've thought about just recording some videos at home just to put out there, because again, that gets your name out there, and it's tricky in terms of I'm thinking of doing a lot of recordings and putting together on like a SoundCloud or something, just sharing it out there while I've got the time to do it. And then hopefully once we get back out there, we can look into more bigger and exciting projects and see how we go.
That's all what we want, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, do you just cover the UK, or do you go further afield if anyone's interested?
Funny that, I'm just replying this morning to an email for a couple getting married in Spain next year. So I've done Italy and Spain weddings before. There's a bit more work involved in terms of preparing and get everything sorted, but they're absolutely smashing. They're so good to be a part of. But no, I'll go wherever the wind takes me if it's within our means and possible.
Nice warm weather.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a little holiday as well.
So, something that you haven't said already, is there something that you want to put across to people about your situation as a self-employed entertainer and basically give them a bigger picture of what really happening, because they're all they're seeing is stuff on the news. They're not seeing like the people in the small sectors of how it's affected and impacted them.
Yeah, I mean that's it. We self-employed people across the board don't have a set income. It changes from month to month. So some months I'll have really good months, and other months I'll have not so good months. But that's how it goes. And I think when they see you on Facebook Live singing away, they think, oh, everything's fine. Everything's all good. But in the background, some people still be worrying, oh, how am I going to pay that gas and electric this month? How am I going to pay my rent? And obviously there's been things put in place from the government in terms of mortgage, holidays and things like that. But we're as reliable. We rely on people working in order to pay for our services. So if people aren't working, that affects things like people being able to pay deposits. Luckily, I've had a very generous couple who have paid me in full for a wedding for next year and said, look, if we can help self-employed people in these times, then that's what we'll do. So I was a bit taken back by that. And it was really, really, thoughtful of them to do that. But yeah, I mean, self-employed, we don't get any sort of government funding until June. So when they announced it, everybody thought, well, they're announcing the self-employed package tomorrow, back whenever it was. People thought they were going to be able to apply straight away.
Yeah.
But everyone's been thinking, oh, so what do we do from whenever it was March till June? So I've just been using the Facebook Live singing to keep me going, to keep my name out there, and hopefully to get the deposits and a decent cash flow from that. But for people that have got like a shop or a premises who aren't online, then everything has just been taken away from them.
Yeah.
If you've not got a premises, you can't get the 10k grant. You can apply for universal credit, but if your partner's working, you don't get anything.
Yeah,
it's little things like that. So the self-employed, I've been forgotten about in a way, but I think people are just finding their own ways of coping, and it'll certainly be, for me, it'll be a quieter year this year. Maybe we'll have a lot of catch up this year, but I think with a lot of people's, in my situation, a lot of weddings have been cancelled. So then we think, all right, well, I'll have to catch up with doing, pub gigs and things like that. But the pubs aren't going to be open until God knows when. So people probably have a quiet year this year, but they'll be planning massively for next year. And even though they'll be thinking, I'm going to be so busy next year, they're really going to be probably the same, but just playing catch up by doing double the amount of work they would have been doing, especially me.
And it's hard as well, especially if you're doing virtual stuff, to ask money. Because they're in the comfort of their own homes and you're asking for donations.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, I started doing that, putting like a little tip thing on, but then people thought that you should be asking to tip for charity and things like that. But in a way, that's my way of working.
Yeah.
And people, if they want to, they didn't have to, but people started saying, "Oh, this should be an NHS link," and things. So in the end, it was just easier just to get rid of that and just carry on and hope that
you're doing what you love.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I've got a couple of bookings from the Liverpool virtual pub, which is a
Right?
massive Facebook group. So I've had a couple of bookings for February next year, and it's just been asking where they've heard about me. So the virtual pubs have been. I never thought we'd say that, but getting bookings from an online pub. Well, that's how it's been, and it's been a positive in that way at least.
So that's brilliant. I hope that continues because
Yeah,
you've lost a bit, but you're gaining as well now.
yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah,
that's the positives from
mm,
everything, really. But
yeah.
it's a strange time, and we're all getting through it, but we're doing it together.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you're still getting some people who just think they can go out whenever they want and go and meet their friends whenever they want and their family. And some people are sat at home just might not have seen the family in 8 weeks,
Yeah.
whatever it's been. I heard yesterday they've handed out. I can't remember how much it was, but they've handed out a lot of fines, the police, to people who aren't looking by the rules. And somebody was on the 9th fine. I was just like, it just baffles you. And it
Listen,
works both ways because they think, oh, I'm all right, I can do it. And then somebody else thinks, well, if he's doing it, I'm doing it. And it just has a knock on like that. But then it gets pulled back the other way because people are sticking to it. But them's the sort of people you just need to just forget about.
that's another subject, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
But no, I appreciate you giving your time and sharing your story and
No problem.
giving people an insight of what's happening with yourself.
Yeah,
And we'll be posting all your information and links
thank you.
on YouTube and social media.
Brilliant.
And
Appreciate it.
thank you again, Josh.
My pleasure.
All right. See you later.
See you later, buddy. Thank you.
Bye.